Hey guys, Chris here with Given Project Nerf, and I've been getting a lot of requests for this one recently, so here we go. We're gonna crack open the 2.0 Warden and see if, well, we can fix it since I managed to break mine already too. Let's do it. Alright, so here we have it, guys. The Elite 2.0 Warden. As with so many other ones out there on the market, this one broke after a very short period of time, and I haven't seen any videos out there on how to get it open, so we're gonna take a crack at it here. So let me see if this screwdriver will fit. Actually, it doesn't work out so well here. Here we go. As with all of the Elite 2.0 blasters, it's not really held together by the screws. But it has a few of them, so I guess that's a good thing, ultimately. Well, that one was quite tight. Okay. There were 6 screws total. Little container to put them in. Let's see if we can get those out. Right. Okay. So screws are out of it. Obviously, from there, to try to open up the clips and the solvent weld on it, the first thing we'll have to do is pop the black cover here, and on the grip would be my guess. So let's see if I've got a small standard screwdriver floating around here, because I have a feeling we're going to need it. And I have no idea where any of the solvent weld or anything like that is on this blaster, so we're going to flip it over, I guess, and try to come from this side and see if we can get underneath this. On the turbine, it was just clipped. Well, there went one of them. Alright, I got that. So let's see if we can put that in there and get another one. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm sure we're all down here. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I did pop one of the clips right there. But that actually was not too bad. So there was no solvent weld underneath there, which is great. You can hear that piece of clip rattling around. We'll have to get out. Now onto this pump grip, and we're going to have to kind of do the same thing here. Hopefully it doesn't have too much solvent weld or anything like that. That would just be a nightmare. Alright, well that clip went without too much convincing. So that's excellent. And I'm trying to be as ginger as possible. It looks like. Come on. Thank you. Okay, no solvent weld on either of the hand grips. Thank you, Hasbro. You did something right. You can see here there's several clips in the gray primer handle, so we're going to have to get in there and get that opened up. So let's get our little pry tool here and see what we can do there. I can kind of force it open a little bit. Manually, it looks like it probably has some solvent weld in the back, which is going to suck. Where is that little screwdriver? got my X-Acto knife and I've just worked this seam a little bit. And I think we're pretty close to getting this thing to pop. Don't know if putting a tool in here is going to help my cause any or not, but we're going to... And I'm just trying to work the tip of this X-Acto in here. Alright, so we've got that open. Now, whether or not we can get all the little clips to pop here, you can see, hopefully you can see, down in here where my finger's at, there's these little orange guys with a tab on them. I might have to do a little surgery with the X-Acto in there and trim one side of that. There we go. Okay, so yes, they put some freaking solvent weld in it. Right there. You can clearly see it here. Which sucks. I mean, how crappy could you get? But we've got it separated, so now we can continue to work on the rest of the blaster here. Let me... here, and obviously this gray should be its own thing. Just a matter of finding a spot to get in at. Hopefully one that doesn't have solvent weld. Let's see if we can get in. Since we got this open for the track right here for the priming bar, I think that's probably the best place to start attempting to open this. My guess is there's some solvent weld right there. Alright, so whatever that was, whether it's a clip or solvent weld, we made it through that one. I'm having a hard time holding on to it and prying on it. And we're doing something, even if it ain't right. Let's get this one, it's a little smaller. We'll just keep trying to work our way around. And all the rest of these had solvent weld in them in various spots. And I expect that the handle was no different. You can see we're working it, and I'm just trying to go around the outer seam. These Elite 2.0 blasters are a wretched pain to open. My guess is, again, we're going to run a solvent weld right there. Can't prove it, but that would be my guess. Yeah, I think we... I try to not do this with screwdrivers if possible. Oh, we're getting very close here. Very close. I think we've got it opened up all the way to the front. So now we have to get this front edge here. So, once again, let me go get my tool that went flying out all over the place. Put that in there and jimmied it like this, and that popped. Okay, we're pretty much there here. Definitely with some variety of solvent weld in there. Oh, okay. It's open. There was a solvent welded post here at the back of the rail. There's a point of solvent weld right there. This little clip broke. Oddly enough, no solvent weld there. This post was solvent welded. And I'm looking on the inside here to see if there's any more. Don't really see any more solvent weld in there. So, okay, yeah, not too bad once we got the hand grip open. That had some solvent weld in there that made it difficult, but all in all, not too bad. Then again, for the sake of painting, since we've got this open, if you were going to, you can move these little tabs here and take the whole handle off if you were going to paint it. We're not. But you could. Okay, so let's see here. So what I would like to do, if it's at all possible, is get the priming bar out like that. There we go. Because it's still connected to our grip on the one side. Okay, and this is That's a real interesting configuration there. That obviously moved. Alright, so when you prime, it turns this gear down here, which turns another gear, which turns that. So yeah. Alright, let's look at this thing from this side. Because I'm not sure if it was the catch or what happened, but what was going on is it was only priming this tube on mine. Unless that tube completely broke. Which... Okay, so got that loose. Now, always on these, pay attention on rough cuts, because I've seen 100 of them put together wrong. Which way the orientation of these plunger rods is in. Okay, so you can see obviously this one with the tab down here is the lower side. And that is so bad. There's no O-ring. Wow. What we've got here, and I'm not 100% sure why, let me see if I can hold everything in place, is the... Oops. Well, that didn't work out so well. Alrighty. Well, anyway, I was going to show you that the catch is not grabbing this plunger tube. And I have no idea why. It looks good. The spring thing is working in it, albeit that's subjective. So let's pop these guts out of here again. Set that shell off to the side and see what's going on here. The trigger just comes out. This is, like I said, very easy to take this off if you haven't. If you didn't see me do it before, I can't remember. Lift up here and just kind of let it roll out of the way. Oh, that's coming back far enough. So if we work this and see if it will catch on this side. Like I said, I'm not 100% guys why it won't. Forgive me for, I gotta hold everything in place here while I attempt to prime this. Which is a little, yeah, see there? I don't know if you can see it from my thumb. I'll try to move it. The one side caught, and this one didn't. Alright, so what I decided to do here is, right here at this little lip that the catch hooks into, on this one I added, and I'll try to get it to focus for you. Hopefully you can see it. I added a little piece of plastic there. Focus. Yeah, there you go. And kind of filed it back with a little ledge to hopefully help push the catch down. Now, how long that'll stay, I don't know. If it'll even work, we're about to find out. So, fortunately, again, this thing is not that difficult to reassemble. Again, we're going to start on that long side. That rod rotates pretty freely in there, so we'll hook that up and rotate everything over and hook that one on. There we go. And those are both in there. I'm wondering, okay, so we got that. Alright, so let's try to set everything in here. Alright, so first you have to set the main plunger tube, then line up all the bits and barbs here. Alright, we've got the trigger in place. We need to move the whole mechanism back a hair there. Alright, that's in place, that's in place. That's down, set the trigger in place. And for the sake of this, guys, we're just going to go ahead and go for broke here and put the shell back on it. And hope that that's enough for it to catch. So if we did anything remotely right, we should just be able to clip it back together here. The gray let go of the swirl coils, I think as Drac likes to refer to it. Okay, so that's clipped it back together. Let's put the other side of the priming handle on. Okay, let's see. Well, it's catching, and it feels like it might even be catching on both sides. We may have lost the ability to single fire it. Well, let's see here. Oh, okay, that's working. With the extra material here, that catch being like this, what happens is this tab is supposed to be really short, and when the tab comes down, this shorter side clears first and lets this plunger tube go, and then the last second it lets this other one go. But with the material we added, they're releasing at the same time. But I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to call that a repair, and get back in there. See if we can get the handles back together here. And that's going to go like that. And then this other piece is going to hopefully clip back in here without too much fuss. Alright, got it on the one side. We've got a little screwdriver, there we go. Alright, so that's clipped back together. Okay, and even the slam fire appears to work, so let's load it up real quickly here and see how we did. If we can't single fire it, I don't find that to be a travesty. It went from not really working at all to at least working like a shotgun again, so I find that equitable from broken to functioning. Yeah, so there you go. It can be opened. It really wasn't that difficult. Like I said, we had solvent weld on one post here and a clip back here. Did break a couple of the clips, but once we put the screws back in it, it should hold together pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screws back in, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, yeah, I found that to be pretty equitable. It's not the worst of the 2.0 blasters to open up. Definitely the front grip is a little bit tougher, but once we got that off of it, the rest of it came pretty easy. We had a solvent welded post somewhere in this region right here, and then a little bit of solvent weld right here at the back of the rail to deal with. But we got that in pretty good form. Broke a couple of clips, but with the screws in the blaster, it's not a big thing. It's nice and solid. Everything works well. And for the repair that we did on this one, we did lose the ability to single fire it. So it will double fire it, it'll still slam fire, and it's working quite well. That being said, we could crack it back open and file that plastic insert that we made on it down a little bit until we got to the point where we could single fire it again. But honestly, on this 2.0, I'm just not that worried about it. So yeah, everything's working pretty well. It's firing solid, and was a worthwhile endeavor just to see if we could get it open and find out what was going on with it. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe Smash that notifications button so you can be informed of all the great content that we got coming up here in the near future. Throw us a like, throw us a comment. Fan mail address is in the description box below. And please, by all means, feel free to check out the shop. Definitely check us out on Facebook. Till next time, this is Chris for Project Nerf saying, have a blast.